So basically I'm just driving me and Mia to the park because we're going to be going on a road trip and I'm driving us. Okay.
Do you want to try to turn on the car?
Yeah.
The keys are in it and both feet have to be on the floor. I'll keep it out of gear. So you turn it once, wait for all the lights to come off.
Will it start? No, it won't.
It won't. Turn it once until the lights come on. Stop. Because it's the diesel car, you have to let all the lights come off. Now let go. Do not press any of the buttons.
So I'm just gonna make a quick turn here. Oh, please let me drive.
Okay, wait. Push more on the gas. Now. We're going the wrong way.
Yeah, what do I do?
Brake. Middle one.
I was panicking because the wheel was turned all the way this way. Wait, can I take it off? Yeah?
No, wait, don't do anything.
Oh my god, I understand why you don't want me to drive the car now. So basically, obviously. I just
I don't
crashed.
like it because this.
Oh, right. That's probably why you didn't. No, actually, I don't know. But I almost crashed Mia's car, but it's fine. Into that
Can you
pole.
move up a bit more?
Oh my god, I'm so scared.
Wait, there's other shit in here.
I'm gonna start driving.
Ew, I understand how you feel.
Thanks.
But I'm also not ours. I need to be
Mia.
we need to clean this car together.
Okay.
To be honest.
Okay. But Mia, I genuinely,
It's like a
I
pet.
just want to say
We
this
like
here.
share a pet. Okay, you can
I
turn the keys
actually
off now.
don't care. Okay. I'm actually not like, is it off? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not like do you know what I mean? Like I don't mind it that much at all. If you think I'm like, oh, this is so dirty.
No, it's so fair.
You're giving me so much sauce.
I actually don't know why I'm so
Mia
sorry.
just keeps giving me sauce and I don't know why.
I actually don't know why.
Ever since she's sat in that passenger seat,
Yeah.
she's just giving me lip for
no reason. I'm
no
just actually
reason.
angry that you're in that seat, but it's
Yeah,
fine.
you're like fuming.
I'm fuming.
So, okay.
But I'm gonna get over it. Do you know what I mean? I need to understand what it's like to live on your side.
Yeah,
of life.
exactly. Because I actually, if you're
How do you even sit in this seat?
Yeah, this is the most comfortable thing I've ever sat in my life.
I swear. Do you understand why
so
this is like my
comfortable.
haven?
Yeah, it's
It's because I've molded that
comfortable.
fucking seat.
Like-
my arse has molded that fucking seat.
Oh my god, it's so
It's like getting a
comfortable.
pair of docks and molding them in, and they're like
it's
the best
actually
things in the
so
world.
nice. But anyways, basically, so I basically wanted to film a car video because I'm obsessed.
Oh, did you get questions?
Yeah, I'll check now. Because I'm obsessed with...
Stragatoli swins.
what do you think they're called? What do you think they're called?
Stragatoli or something.
Genuinely try. What
That's
do you
a
think their
pasta
name
though,
is
and that's
called?
really bad.
What do you think their name is called? Genuinely.
I would say Stragatoni or something. I'm genuinely not even taking the piss. What is it? It's probably not even far off.
Stragatoni.
What is it?
So...
That's probably bad.
Do you think they're Italian?
They are, because they said
Oh.
they're from Italian heritage.
Sterniola. Stragatoni.
I don't think we can put that in.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, that wasn't meant to be offensive. Sorry,
That's
guys.
not offensive at all.
I'm just dyslexic, okay?
Yeah, exactly. It's just because
Okay.
you're dyslexic. I was gonna ask, do you mind if I smoke on your side of the thing? But then I decided not to ask, because if
It's the same thing.
Because if you were like no, and I feel like maybe if you're in a weird mood, you'd be like no, and it just wouldn't be fair
Do you
enough.
know why I feel so weird as well? Because that thing's gone. I took that thing off. And everything looks wrong.
What's the mantra you've been telling yourself recently, if you have one?
Mantra.
Yeah.
What's mantra?
A mantra, an affirmation.
Oh.
I have one.
Okay, you go first.
So I came to this realization recently that because basically I remember I was to you just being because basically I not to be TMI, but I'm in Mia's relationship, I'm literally in a romantic relationship, I'm
And they're so matery.
I'm just really like, oh, like I'll text Mia and be like, I love you so much. Like I'll just like randomly just feel so much love and text me and be like, I love you so much. Or like send her something, be like, oh, like something real, like, you know, like loving. And Mia will just like ignore the text.
It sounds more brutal than what it is.
Mia will like
It'll,
ignore the text and then she'll like respond, and then she won't respond, and then I'll like say something else and she'll respond to that and like we'll ignore that I love you.
I don't do it every time.
You don't do it every time.
Majority of the time. Enough for it to make it fucking like to be acknowledged.
Yeah, but like I didn't care because I was like,
what happens is, right, I'll look at my phone and I'll be like,
yeah,
that's so nice, and then I'll just be like, I'm like, oh, I don't know how to reply.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like,
yeah,
ignore, because I'm just completely avoidant.
Exactly. And I also like I was okay with it because I didn't know, I didn't think that you were like, oh, I don't love her back. It's just like that's like our that was like our relationship, and I also didn't mind because like you show me love in so many ways, and like I feel loved enough by you to like not need that reassurance. But then I said to me, because I was like, I actually don't care, but then I just started to care randomly, and then I was like, I'm gonna need that reassurance back, and then she started doing it. But basically
I've actually been so good, and I'm not even putting it on. I just do what I want to do.
Another thing is that, so if I'm, you know, that time I texted you and I was like, I sent you a voice memo and I was like, you can make the jewellery for my merch. And then
oh yeah.
And then
because I listen to it. See, with things like that as well, like
you listen to it when you're in a bad mood.
No, I listened to it when I was in the car and work, and I had no energy, so it was like that was like my quiet time.
Yes.
And when I'm in that quiet time, it's like I can't. The thought of having to think of what I want to say back, it feels like too much.
Okay.
Because it doesn't feel organic. It feels like.
I know what you
and
mean.
something like that I was listening to it and I was like, so true. I was like having a good reaction to it in my fucking head.
No, but it's so
But then
fine.
it's the having to reply bit that I'm like, but obviously I understand that you, like, because like, that's fucking, if I text you that and you didn't reply, at least you'd be like, I'm going to kill myself. Do you know what I mean? So I can get it that side too. So what I can do is be like, I can just be like, I'm going to reply properly after work or something. But like that's easy.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Instead of just leaving you fucking hanging. And then I like, you like, because that you sent me that like lunchtime and then you sent me something else and then I just replied to the something else. I completely ignored the other thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's also like I get like, because it's like it actually is fair enough, because it's like it as well, if I sent that to you and you weren't in the mood to think about your future or like be excited about your future, or like you weren't on that buzz because it's a specific buzz, then it's fair enough that you can't give it to me back.
Well,
and
I also
don't.
sometimes I'm like, sorry, but like sometimes sorry. It's like sometimes I think about it, I'm like, oh, can't wait to talk about that in person.
Yeah,
but I could just text you that.
Yeah.
It's like, can't wait to talk about that in person.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Because like it ruins the buzz. Because like you saying something like that, like you sending me a fucking voice note. Saoirse sending me a voice note was fucking crazy. Saoirse like FaceTime me is crazy.
Even say, that's but, like when I'm in a great mood.
Now that now I'm like, oh, she really loves me because she's FaceTiming me. Do you know what I mean?
Literally.
So, where I'm so like texting is just a fucking mental nightmare. Like I actually hate it because it's like. Anyways,
and like I'll ignore your like calls and you won't even get
and a voice
upset,
message. So. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, you love a voice
and
message.
now that I message like types,
you
what
can
you say,
you can
it's like
see like
perfect.
The word.
They
it's
like,
so good.
I feel like they base that off us, but anyways,
I know.
Is this movie about us?
But basically, I get way too upset over shit like that. Like it's like, and so basically when that happened, it like triggered me, and then I was like really, really upset. Oh. And then I was like, but it was a feeling that I'd felt before. Yeah. And it's a feeling that I'd felt before in romantic relationships or like those kind of friendships where it's like, so the feeling comes from is like me being like, look the cat, me being like kind of like.
Wait, like why do I want the cat to join?
Yeah, let's get him on my bus. Oh my god, no, it's actually
it's like magic.
The cat is coming over. I like can't believe this right now. Okay, I'm over the cat.
Wait, it's so
You'll do anything not to listen to my story. Okay, but yeah, seriously.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, so basically, oh yeah, and then I was like, that comes from a thing of like me being like, it's like this thing of like I want to spend my life with this person, and then trying to desperately like build a life with this person and try to like, it's also like a way of kind of neglecting myself instead of being like I need someone else to be there and be like witnessing it at the same time as me, instead of being like making my own life for myself. I'm like trying to like get someone else involved and be as excited and like on the same page as me all the time, or else I get really upset, and like trying to like, you know, constantly be like, you know, let's do this, do you know what I mean, instead of being like, what do I want and whatever. And then I was like, I need to start like feeling safe with the thought of me spending I need to feel safe with the thought of me spending my life by myself, and also choosing myself in the way of being like, I want to spend my life with you, Saoirse. I want to spend my life with you. Because I try run away from that so much, where it's like I don't want to be like, I want to be someone else, or like I want to like, I don't know, or I want to like hide in someone else, or like something like that. So then I was like, started affirming to myself in the meditation I did the next day. I was just like, I want to spend my life with you, Saoirse, over and over and over again. So I've been affirming, that's been my mantra, and it's been so nice, because I'm just that's like, so good. And I feel like everything's shifted since then, because it's just like, I'm not afraid then, do you know what I mean? I'm not compromising.
So for my mantra, there's this poem, or it's like from a book or something. Where's it gone? Oh yeah, it's I can't remember who it's by, but like that doesn't matter. But it's not my mantra, but it's what I kind of go to when I feel like I'm out of place, or nothing feels like solid, or because I get this reoccurring thing where it's like I'm like, I don't belong anywhere, but like everybody gets that, but the sense that like I'm trying to exist in a world that doesn't accept me or want me, and I'm just to be yourself, tiptoeing around constantly.
True. Yeah, that's true.
So it says, the longer I live, the more deeply I learn that love, whether we call it friendship or family or romance, is the work of mirroring and magnifying each other's light. Gentle work, steady fast work, life-saving work, in those moments when life and shame and sorrow occlude our own light from our view. But there is still a clear-eyed, loving person to beam it back.
Did you fucking write this?
No, are you joking?
Oh my god, Mia.
Here, imagine.
I was like, okay, a clue.
Imagine, I was like, yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Are you joking? In our best moments, we are that person to another. So that's it's like, so nice. That makes me feel like, in the sense of like, when I feel like I don't, because I always say like, I feel like you can wake up one day and you feel so like exactly where you're meant to be, you know everything around you aren't afraid basically, and you're ready to like dig your feet into the ground and like let your roots grow and stabilize yourself in who you are and just grow further. And then the next day it's literally like you're fucking standing in sand, and like it's constantly moving and you can't catch your grip, and you just are like, nothing is safe basically. So
you'd be such a good poet because you're so good at analogies.
Yeah, that's actually
you're so good
true.
At explaining emotions through analogies,
that's
which
so
is like
true.
Poetry.
Yeah,
know?
That's so true. But yeah, basically, so like with that, it's like the feeling that you can be, that we're all just people in all our complex, difficult lives, having the same feelings over and over again, and we're so drowned in our sorrow and our suffering constantly. But it's like we can't alleviate that from each other. That's just the way of the world. We can't fix everyone's sorrow, we can't fix everyone's suffering, but what we can share is our joy and our light. And I feel like I sound so, anyways,
just stop.
I don't
like, just stop.
I'm like, oh, I'm a guru.
Just continue.
But if we share that with each other and we see someone who's being like, you can kind of tell or whatever, there's always something that gives you an inkling about another person, that, or if you see someone beaming their light, instead of being like, because I used to be so like, oh, would you ever fuck off? Do you know what I mean? But if you actually just take that and you accept it as a gift from them and let yourself like drown yourself in it, or just even like
in someone else's light.
Yeah, just take it on, like dress up in it. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be your light, but it's a shared light, and they're going around the world and they're giving theirs that day, and the next day they might not be. But it's like, if we are able to do that, we don't even have to make contact with these people. Us just being ourselves and sharing our light can make a huge difference to other people, like you with your videos. Do you know what I mean? Like you with your art, your poetry, your music, your wisdom, like just putting that out into the world. You will have, sometimes you will have no understanding that has made a benefit to other people, or that has eased their sorrow or eased their suffering. So that's what's kind of been like helping me. Like if I feel like at the minute I feel kind of like distant, or I'm starting to go down the fucking rabbit hole of like fucking dread or anxiety, or just being like whatever, it's kind of remembering that we're all just literally balls of fucking energy, and we're so actually in control of what we envision, and our suffering is so separate to who we are. And I feel like we carry the suffering because we think that that's life's journey, is to carry your suffering, carrying loved how that just felt. Like, you know what I mean, what are we without our suffering? That's something I always said. It was like, I don't know what I am without suffering, because when you go through that for so long, it's like you identify with it so much. But it's like the suffering is literally just carrying fucking like weight for no reason. It's like you can literally put it down. Do you know what I mean? It's like, here's an analogy, guys.
Say
it's like
black smoke thing.
Oh, the black smoke, yeah.
Because this is the best thing ever, Mia says.
Anxiety or fear is basically just black smoke, and when you're encapsulated in black smoke, you can't see anything. So you can't see which direction you are. You can't see where you are. You have no
it's dark
truth.
And foggy.
Dark and foggy. You have no understanding. So it creates the perfect illusion for fear. But with black smoke, if you imagine it just all around you, and you just stop and you blow and the black smoke disappears, you're literally just like, what the fuck? So if you do that when you're anxious about something, and you just envision that you're just encapsulated in black smoke, and you blow, and then you just envision everything turning away. So if you're in your room and it's just your room, then you're like, wait, what was scary? Do you know what I mean? Because that is and the thing is with life is like, when actually scary things come up, we actually surprise ourselves and deal with it quite well. When something actually bad happens, do you know, that kind of way? Because our like actual coping mechanisms fucking kick in, whether they're good or fucking bad. But we spend so much of our lives worrying and suffering about things that literally don't even matter, and stopping us for me anyway, stopping me from taking opportunities, stopping me from going to places or doing things or believing that I can like play or dream or whatever. And that like analogy, I suppose, helps so much, because it just makes it seem so ridiculous, because you're visualizing something else. So yeah.
Where do you get your ideas about God / the world from?
You go first.
I read books, or I listen to Ram Dass. Like I've like seen every Ram Dass lecture, because it's not like what you consume, it's how you consume it, because you can get your wisdom from anywhere. And if you're on a certain level of consciousness, I was watching, this is an example of how like it's not what you consume, it's how you consume it, and you can get wisdom anywhere if you're just on the right frequency with God. I was watching Big Brother. I was watching like an old season, and there was this girl on it, and she was real like spiritual, and there was this guy, there was this like you know, he was like a messer like on the show, like just like causing like mischief, like, you know, everyone hated him. He was like kind of like a bad guy, I guess. He was like the villain, but she was very like loved him. Do you know what I mean? And then she was like, because she was so like innocent, and so she just saw everything as he did was pure, but everyone kind of recognized he had an agenda or whatever. But she could see the truth, which is that he was just a little boy, or he was just innocent, and everyone was like giving out to her because of that. And then she was like in the diary room and she was crying, and then she goes, I just didn't see it, because all I know is love, and all I see is love. And that all I know is love, all I see is love is just the most beautiful affirmation. And I always say that, and that's how I want to like be, is that I just see love everywhere, and I'm like innocent. Do you know what I mean? That I just see innocence everywhere, because everything is innocent. Innocent is the absence of evil, and evil does not exist. So innocence is wisdom, as they say in the Course in Miracles. But I didn't write it, but. And in my relationships as well, that's really important to me, that we're both on that consciousness, and we're both connected in that way, so we can like see each other and be in touch together, and we can like God can channel through us in our conversations and in our relationships. So yeah, there's this new singer that I found called Twain, and he's kind of like Dave Bixby, I think that's his name. Dave Bixby is like a singer, and he wrote that song Morning Sun, but he has an album and all of them are just really holy, and like Twain is the same, which I found recently and I'm obsessed with him. He had one of his lyrics is where God is absent, sex is too. Because sex is only supposed to be holy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And full of God, and God has to be present. And I love that line so much. But anyways, what were you saying?
Mine's just through people, basically. Through people, or through like nature, and like I'm very big on like the synchronicity of like birds. The cat's back, that's mad. Like animals, like the cat just appeared there. Through animals, because like birds as well, like my family would be, like, you know, if you see a robin, and I know that's such a, I think it's it is a big Irish thing, that kind of superstition kind of whatever, but like that whole like the moon, the sea, like anything, trees. I just think God speaks most through people and through nature, and I feel like if you look for it, you see it all the time.
I think that it's that you're the most conscious when you're in nature.
Yeah.
And when you're with people.
When I'm with people,
so it's not that he communicates mostly through that. It's when you're most conscious is when
I receive it more.
He's ever present. Yeah. It's only when you're conscious enough to see him.
Because with reading and like...
Or see it. Like,
I don't even like saying God. I haven't found my kind of... God
word.
Is... You know what I mean? It's not that I disagree with the word God or whatever. But I just feel like it's something that's... Anyways, that doesn't matter because I don't know. I haven't made my mind up on that yet, but let's just say God.
It's just whatever you're comfortable
It's whatever, yeah. It's just... We all... like
It's all the same thing.
It's all the same thing. But I feel like God's always speaking to me and is always giving me wisdom. And I think into so much detail about things, which is almost a curse in some regards, because you ruminate over things so much that don't need to be ruminated on, and like the answer is like so clear, but you still are like not satisfied with it. But because I have that part, it's like I pick up all these little pieces, and then when I get a chance to like just like when I sometimes like I'll be fucking in the car every day and I won't. But then some days I'll just be like talking to myself in the fucking car, or I'll feel compelled to talk about something or just to speak to myself. And the words that come out of my mouth is like someone else speaking. And when it comes out of my mouth, I listen back and I'm like, and then I'll go, holy shit. Even though it was my thought. Do you know that kind of way? And that's when I make the most kind of realizations, or feel most at peace, or everything starts to make sense and everything is calm and simple and easy, and you know, this whole existential kind of dread or these stupid kind of societal rules or structures.
Look at your mom just staring at us.
You can have a look if you want. You're only looking at me because you can't look at yourself. And there's some people that just walk down the street and you can feel it off them. You know what I mean? You might not even communicate with them or like make eye contact with them or engage with each other at all. But it's like some people just being themselves brings me so much peace. And I think it gives me peace because it gives me kind of the assurance or permission that I can do it myself.
I have a good question now.
Okay, go.
How to decenter romantic relationships from your life?
Prioritize your friendships and prioritize yourself.
And also not being afraid of like loving your friends like you would a romantic relationship, and treating your friendships like a romantic relationship, and like not settling for anything less than that, because like that's what I want and that's what I'm looking for in a relationship and a friendship, is that I want it to be as like intense as a romantic relationship, in the sense like they don't as intense, I mean as like
commitment,
not necessarily we see each other all the time, but the understanding and like not even commitment, but it's like Well, the commitment to kind of like go on a journey together and like to be honest and vulnerable with each other, like that's really important for me in relationships. And
well, there was a study done, I heard this on the radio, but there was a study done or something done, and they found that there was a huge percentage of women's, like, if loads of women, they asked loads of women, who was your biggest confidant in your life, or the person that you shared most with, or you felt them you could most lean on in your life, was it? And they, regardless if they had husbands, they said their best friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Their best friends knew things about their life that their husbands would never know.
Exactly.
And I'm not just saying this to be like, oh fuck heterosexual relationships, but in the sense that your friendships are so important. And the thing with relationships is they can be so turbulent and they can end at any time, and they're so complex, and the vulnerability levels are so much different.
They're so separate that you cannot, they're so specific, romantic relationships, that you cannot like fulfill your needs through romantic relationships, and they're so precarious that you can't do that. They're for a specific reason, like, and it's kind of like separating that, being like, I want this out of a romantic relationship, and you have to live your life as if, like, I'm living my life as a single person. Do you know what I mean? I'm living my life as a single person, and like using what I have around me and using that as much as I can to fulfill me, and like going about it as if I'm never going to be in a romantic relationship. Do you know what I mean? And like the only thing I'm missing is like sex, and like it's just like, yeah, it's like putting all of your energy into your, and it's like, if you don't feel comfortable to do that with your friends, get new friends. Do you know what I mean? It's like, get other friends that you can
resonate with,
give that love to. Like, I don't feel afraid to give Mia, like me and Mia always get like, are you guys in love allegations, or like that, like, I want a friendship to be like, people think like we're in a relationship. Do you know what I mean? Like, because like why wouldn't I want that? Like, why wouldn't I want to, like, I want to be in love with everyone. Do you know what I mean? I want to be in love with my romantic partner as much as my best friend, or like as much as the relationships in my life. Like, I want to feel, I want like to feel everything, and to feel the like the fucking the juice from everything. Do you know what I mean? Get the fucking life out of everything. Like, I want to go as deep as I can with the things that I have. Do you know what I mean? Because why would I do something halfway when you can do the whole thing?
Well, it's also like the way that romantic relationships are prioritized. It's like,
it's so depressing.
It's like the goal of your life. Do you know what I mean? To find someone, settle down, have kids, get married. Do you know what I mean? Have the house and the fucking picket fucking fence.
Yeah. And it's
do you know
also,
what I mean?
It's a lie that we've been like, we know that by now. So why would we keep acting as if it's happiness when we know by now that it hasn't fucking worked?
And